And we are live. What is going on, guys? Hopefully you're doing well. Late night live stream. Got nothing better to do, so why not fire one up? Probably a terrible time to start a live stream, but it is what it is. What can we do? What can we do? Okay, what are we doing here? There we go. Okay. 1 second, lads. Perfect. Oh, Jesus. Strong as shit. Fucking hell. Yo, we've got Unrivaled here already. Big up to Unrivaled. Yo, 1 second, bro. 1 second. Well, let me find the sharing device. Boom. Okie dokie. In the chat. Jesus. Jesus. There we go. Oh shit, I've got loads of stuff open. Let's get rid of this nonsense. Okie dokie, there we go. Perfect. I'll add you in when you're backstage, Unrivaled. Jesus. Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm in a great mood.
In a good mood? That's good. That's good.
Great mood. I'll even send you the message as to why, right? I'll send you a message. You'll understand. If no one else understands, Delboy will understand.
100%. 100%, man.
Send it to you on WhatsApp.
Okie dokie. Probably picked an awful time to stream, but it is what it is. I'm fucking bored.
We'll get viewers in. Just wait a little bit.
Bored as shit, man.
That was my afternoon.
Mate, sounds like a productive afternoon, man.
Fucking phenomenal, mate. Fucking phenomenal.
You can't go wrong. I'm hoping my Saturday turns out like that tomorrow afternoon. So fingers crossed. I reckon it will. I've laid the groundwork. I've done the hard work. So yeah, I should be bearing the fruits of my labor tomorrow. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
That's bad, though, what you just said there.
No, not really. We're engaged and shit.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yo,
So,
big up to P-Boxing, by the way, in the chat. Good channel.
Yeah, big up. Yeah.
Cool dude, man. Funny dude.
So how's things, though? How's things? Let's have a little chat. We can just chat amongst ourselves for a while.
Yeah, no, it's been going okay, man. Just getting through this lockdown, doing my thing, trying to exercise, keep fit, keep my mind healthy. Yeah, just getting through it, man. That's all you can really do.
I got great news today, man. For exercise purposes, I can travel 5 kilometers from my house, right?
Okay.
My friend actually has like a gym, an actual gym, like in his in his basement, right? He actually has one. So that's where I'm going now. I can go back to lifting weights.
That's good, man.
Because I've got some equipment, but not enough. Like he actually has the proper flooring. Like he has proper barbells and everything. Like I'm talking, like I can start doing my fucking 230 kg deadlifts and shit.
Yeah, that's one good thing about this lockdown. It's actually got me motivated, like to get fit again.
Yeah, because the reason why is because it's motivating you to go outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but hopefully once this is all over, I'll stick to it.
Up.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You'll stick to it.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Yeah, big up to P-Boxing. Big up to Nick Campbell. He says Tommy Hearns versus Manny Pacquiao 147. Who you got? I got Tommy.
I got Tommy.
Yeah.
I got Tommy on points.
Oh, points.
Yeah, I got him keeping Manny back off of the jab, not initiating any exchanges with him, keeping him at bay. He doesn't want to get into any weird exchanges with Manny because of his inside game.
Do you know what?
He uses the jab, keeps him back with the 2.
I've got a feeling Tommy would basically do a Roberto Duran on him, but a bit later, like maybe mid-rounds, take him out kind of thing, catch him jumping in behind that right hand, boom. I think he'll knock him out, but that's a good fight. It's a good fight. But I think Manny's too small to cope with that reach of Tommy.
And I just think he can beat him just off the jab alone.
Yeah, I agree. Tommy was a good boxer as well, man, not just a puncher. He was a good boxer. Nice jab. Quick hands.
Oh, by the way.
Oh, go on. No, go on.
If you look at WhatsApp, yeah, I sent you something earlier, right?
Yeah.
It was a video attached to when you get your annual, right? I want you to have a look at that video right now. Or dare you not.
Oh, no, I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen you retweet that. Yeah. That's jokes.
Look how red he gets.
Yo, big up to P-Boxing. He says Teofimo or Loma. I've got Loma on points, personally. But it's a risky fight, man. It's a risky fight. When Loma's aging, slowing down a little bit. You never know, man. It's a risky fight. I like that fight a lot. But we'll see what happens there. Yo, Mike Tyson's making a comeback, anti-social DMB. Yeah, I heard that. Sort of charity exhibitions. I'll watch it. Man, listen, I watched that guy in the bag today. Bro, Mike Tyson still looks fucking scary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
He looks scary on that bag. Still got hand speed, power. Bro, he would fuck your world up even now, Mike Tyson. He would fuck your world up. Jesus. Fucking hell. Yo, thank you for P-Boxing, man. Thanks for the super chat. Much appreciated. Much appreciated, brother. Yo, Red Glove Militant in the building. Yo, I saw you and Red Glove do that sing-off today. That was excellent. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, good fun, yeah?
I enjoyed it. Tell you what, both you lads can sing, to be fair. I'll give you that.
Who'd you give it to?
Do you know what? When I heard Red Glove Militant, I thought, do you know what? This guy's got it. But then I can't lie, you did bust out some nice melodies, so there we go.
Yeah.
I think you nicked
Delstein Diplomatic. Oh, there we go. I nicked it.
He nicked it. It was competitive. It was a competitive 12-rounder that you won. That's what it was.
Do you know what I personally think?
Go
I
on.
personally think Red Glove got a Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 1 scorecard, and he's Wilder. And I'm just saying, Red Glove. Ain't no American beating no gypsies at anything, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you lads can sing, to be fair. I
Yeah,
didn't really expect that. Didn't really expect it.
I didn't either, to be honest. No, I've heard Red sing before.
Raider from LA Boxing, Danny or Josecito. I've got Danny. Danny's going to tune him up, take him out.
Danny beats Josecito.
Yeah, he'll knock him out, I think. That's the fight Danny's going to take next, probably. Like some fucking C-level guy. But it is what it is. What can we say? What can we say? Man. Yo, Kevin Johnson versus Marius Vac. That's the fight we all want to see. That fight right now to me is like fucking... I'm interested. I can't lie.
I'm interested.
Mate, I probably will. If there's no boxing, I'm going to buy it. I think I'll buy it. I can't lie.
Just to support them.
Yeah. Does anybody know, by the way, of Sorun V-Size fighting tomorrow? Whether that's on or not?
Cancelled.
Ah, fuck's sake. I had my hopes up we're going to get some boxing. Jesus Christ.
And if you want to know what my source is on it being cancelled, L-Dog and Official.
Okay. I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed. I thought we was going to get something. Something like tangible. Something good. Ah, fuck. Oh, well. It is what it is. It is what it is. Navalete versus Inoue at 122. Do you know what? I think I would still take Inoue, to be honest. I think I would still take Inoue. We saw Inoue deal with Donaire, who was the bigger man, so he can do it against bigger dudes. Navalete, yeah, he's fresher than the Nito. He brings more pressure, but he doesn't hit as hard, to be honest. I would take Inoue on points. I don't think he would knock him out, but Inoue on points.
Why are you ducking the Willie Pep question, Dill?
I didn't even see it. Where's the Willie Pep question?
That didn't show up for you.
Oh shit, Sal West. Yeah, big up to Sal West. Willie Pep, the most dominant champion in history. Do you agree? I'm not sure, to be honest.
No.
I'm not sure. I mean,
I'll
how
be
do you?
I'll be perfectly honest. Willie Pep fought against a lot of weak fighters. On top of that, he doesn't have a dominant defense streak. He first captured the title against Bertalo. He went on, he got unified. Like, he fought Chalky Wright, good win. But Chalky Wright was nothing amazingly special. He was solid. And he beat Phil Terranova, another bum and another defense, to be honest. Phil Terranova was nothing short of a number 10 in the division at best.
Yeah.
Then he fought against Bartolo again, came unified, went on, fought a few guys, didn't make any defenses in that time period until Jock Leslie in 47. Then after that, I think he made, was it one more defense against Sierra?
See, this is why it's great having Mark on when there's a historical question come up. This is why it's great having Mark on. But yo, Crazy D3, man, thanks for the super chat. He says, big up Del Boy for that NHS video. Too many mindless programmed morons looking for daddy government to tell them what to do. Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. Crazy times we live in, man. But what can you do? What can you do?
The only truly elite fighter Pep ever fought against, he lost 3 times out of the 4 times they fought, and that was Sandy Sadler.
Yeah.
Sadler stopped him 3 of the 4 times.
What was the 4th result?
The 4th result, RTD.
Yeah. Okay.
RTD for Sadler. Sadler beat Pep in the first fight. He lost the second fight. He lost the second fight via decision. So Pep avenged his loss. He made a few more defenses, fought Sadler again. He got stopped. He got stopped. Wait, I think it was stoppage. Which one was the? Yeah, Pep got the second fight, and Sadler stopped him the 2 times after that.
Yeah, man. Now, P-boxing, Yoka or Hrgović? Hrgović. Yeah, I think. Oh, right. You're talking about the fight or who's better, like prospect-wise. I mean, it's a great fight if they fought. I'll be honest. I think those two have closed the gap. I'm still high on Hrgović, but I'm not quite as excited as I was when he first turned pro. I was expecting a bit more, to be honest, for Hrgović. I was expecting a little bit more. Tony Yoka, for me, is very talented. But again, he's been inactive due to his, drug ban. He's been out in France, not really fought anybody yet. Well, we'll see. I think they're both very talented heavyweights, like 2 top sort of 6 prospects in the world. Both very good, but I would probably take Hrgović right now, personally. But I could see it either way, man. I could see it either way. Yo, big up to Levi Khan. He says, the Can-Man versus Algieri at 140 next. Who wins, AB or Chris Algieri? I'll take AB, to be honest. I would actually take AB.
You know what, though? I wish I could fight Mike Tyson in the exhibition.
Jesus Christ.
I'd sign up just to say I've shared the ring with Mike.
Yeah, exactly. You could get knocked out in a round, but that's a hell of an experience, man.
Everyone would be like, oh, you're a bum because Mike Tyson beat you up. Oh, okay. And how many Hall of Famers have you fought?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. My resume's better than yours, man. Big up to Bugsy Icon. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Ricky Murray. Big up to Ricky Murray. He asks you, I presume, is that photo clickbait? It worked.
No.
Well, whatever it is.
That photo is literally just me, mate.
Yeah, big up to Nick Harmer in the chat. 8 Sins, big up to 8 Sins. Is Ubali versus Daenerys still happening on the 16th, or is that cancelled as well?
It's cancelled.
Yeah, I'd assume it's cancelled. That sucks, man. That's a good fight. That's a very good fight.
That card was sick because they had Lipinets versus Quadratilo Abdu Kakarov on that card too.
Quadratilo Abdu Kakarov. What a name. That was a good fight as well. You're right, man. I would have taken Lipinets, but that had been a good fight. Very good fight.
Most people call Abdu Kakarov Armadillo.
Oh, shit.
You and me, though, we have something wrong with us because we're able to pronounce all of these names.
We are fucking fucked in the head.
Alexander Kalishniak.
Kalishniak.
Igis Kavaliauskas.
Igis Kavaliauskas, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. How do you say Akhmadaliev's first name? That kind of gets me.
Muradion Akhmadaliev.
Muradion, okay.
No, okay. Murad Yon.
Close enough, close enough, close enough. Chocolatito moves up versus the Monster at 118. I've got Inoue, man.
I
I've
got
got
Inoue
Inoue.
beating him at 115 if he went back down too.
So yeah, agreed. Oh shit. Daniel Taylor. Who's Daniel Taylor?
I don't know.
Shall we risk it?
Go ahead.
Yo, what's up, Daniel?
Yo, what's up, bro? Yo, how you doing, Coco?
Is it the school shooter?
Coco Toiler, how's it going, bro? Oh, yeah, that's fucking great, man.
Coco. Big up to Coco. Coco the clown.
I'm sorry if I upset the guy who's a Willie Pep fan, but no, he's not the most dominant champion of all time.
Ricky Murray, he says, do either of you think Dubois will become a work champion?
World champion.
World champion, yeah. His left and right is very Klitschko-esque, with more speed but less size, in my opinion. Will be a top heavyweight. I think he'll be a top fighter. He'll be a good contender. He will
be a world champion.
Yeah, I think there's every chance he could become a world champion, man.
He's got a lot of time on his side, and that's one of the most key factors. I don't necessarily agree with you with his left, right being Klitschko-esque. I think they're very different. I see a couple of traits of Bruno off of his jab, but the other thing that I do see is that he's got pretty good timing. He's got pretty good timing with his right hand. He's a good counter puncher. He needs to work a bit more on his balance and his feet, especially moving backwards. He's got no balance going backwards. But he can improve on some things, but he's definitely got enough potential to go on to be a world champion. He's very raw. He needs to improve some things. And we also need to see checks on his chin, his stamina, his engine when he's got pressure on him. But if he can come through those tests, like Joe Joyce is a very telling fight for Daniel Dubois, to be honest.
That'll answer a lot of questions. If Daniel Dubois can destroy Joe Joyce, that's a statement.
I don't think that answers questions though. If he just destroys him,
it's a statement though. That's what
it is. A statement. But for some reason, I'd rather see what happens round 8, round 9, round 10.
Yeah, if he gets extended, like even in the second half of that fight, yeah. If Joe Joyce is still sticking around, landing a few shots, see how he reacts. That's a good point. It's a good point. But I that's a great fight, man. That's another great fight we're going to have to wait for. But when that fight happens, bro, I'm going to buy that one. I'll buy it. I said it wasn't worth pay-per-view, but right now, Mariusz Vac versus Kevin Johnson's pay-per-view worthy. So I'm going to buy that shit. Trust me. I'm going to buy it.
Actually, I was taught Daniel Dubois Joe Joyce was pay-per-view worthy, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe I'm being a tight fuck.
Can I tell you why I think it is?
Yeah, man.
Because when these British prospects who are of elite level go into a fight, like they always tend to be really good. The Gale Groves.
Yeah.
Joshua Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even most recently, Scott Fitzgerald and Anthony Fowler.
Yeah, that's a good fight, man.
They put on these crackers. And even though both these guys have, even look at Lewis Ritson and Robbie Davis Jr., what a war.
That was low-key one of the fights of the year, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I called it a B-Tech Gatty Ward.
It was, man. It was a fucking good fight. It's a very good fight.
And I was telling people it's better than a lot of I genuinely thought it was a better fight than Spence Porter.
I wouldn't argue with you, man. I wouldn't argue with you, to be honest.
I think the only fights that really 100% clipped that for me was Kudry Ashoff Makabu. That's one. Fucking Inoue, Daenerys, and Taylor Prograis last year. I think they're the only ones that actually genuinely clipped it. The others, they're up for hot discussion. And maybe J-Rock and Horde, because that was a special fight that doesn't get enough credit.
That was a good fight. That was actually a very good fight. The only thing with that fight, J-Rock and Horde, like the winner was kind of clear. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It was a good fight, but...
Although the fight of the year, the winner was very clear.
That is true, actually. That is true.
Very clear. It was obvious who won that fight between Inoue and Daenerys.
Yeah,
but it was still a cracking fight. Where many of them, there's a good chance right now that Jay Harris is going to be in a fight of the year. The best fight this year was, Do you know what else was a really good fight? I can't think of. Oh, what's his name? Oh, there was a card on PBC, I think. Jason something versus someone. It was a 10-round fight.
Jason, I don't know. Jason Velez?
Yeah, Jason Velez. He was in a fight in a 10-rounder. Can't think
Yeah.
of who he was against. That was a very fucking good fight.
Yeah, I think he was fighting a Mexican kid, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was a good fight. And even Akhmadaliev Roman was a good fight. Not as like dramatic as some of those fights, but quite a high skill level fight. And it was pretty entertaining in my opinion. I enjoyed that fight. I really enjoyed it. As a good fight, man. Yeah, these fights were like 2 months ago. They feel like a lifetime ago, man.
I know.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
We're just waiting for it, mate.
Yeah, man. We're waiting for it. We're like fucking crackheads looking for a fix right now. We're thinking Kevin Johnson versus Marius Vac is purchase worthy. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Christ. It's crazy.
What else is going on in that chat, son?
Ricky Murray, he says, I think Joyce is awful. Joyce is one of the slowest boxers I've ever seen live. He's in slow motion.
He's got very slow hands. He's got very quick feet, though.
Yeah, he does have surprisingly quick feet. And listen, he throws a lot of fucking punches. So yeah, early on, maybe you can evade them.
Dubois will light him up early on. The only thing is, if Joyce can get going and Daniel starts slowing down, he starts getting a bit more tired, and Joyce starts getting some of those big sandbag cutting shots down on him. Could start wearing them out, and that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about just skills. We're talking about other things here. There's other facets to being a great boxer than just being able to throw punches and looking good.
Yeah, there's other stuff that comes to it, like toughness, output, stamina. We know Joyce has a good chin. We know Joyce can throw a lot of punches.
Well, we don't know if he has a good chin. In the pro game, it's not actually been tested.
True. That's true.
To be honest.
But we know he's fairly tough.
He did get lit the fuck up by Sergey Kuzmin in the amateurs. But we do know that Joyce has stamina.
Yeah. He's tough, man. He is tough.
Although if the ball goes to his body, he could take him out because he didn't like those body shots.
I agree against Bryant Jennings. That's my thing as well. That's why I think he's going to get smoked early. I think Dubois is going to go down to that body. That left hook to the body is an underrated punch, man. From Dubois. That's a good shot. Like he doubled what's his face over? What's his name? I know it's Kajanu, but I loved how he knocked him out, man. He kind of varied it from body to head, picked his shots really well. He's got a good punch placement. He's not smothering his work as much now, Dubois. I've seen improvements. I know he's been fighting cream puffs, but I've seen improvements from Dubois. I like the rate of progress. P-boxing, do you think Efetabor Apochi can beat Lawrence Okole? I've seen like one fight of Apochi, to be honest. That's it. He looked okay. He looked powerful, but he's unproven. He's too unproven. I think
Will I answer that question?
Yeah, man.
No.
Yeah, Lawrence
will fuck him up. I'm not a big fan. Actually, Dal, you could probably say I'm arguably Lawrence Okole's biggest hater on here.
Yeah. One thing I will say for Lawrence Okole,
he's effective.
I hate his style, right? I think it's a putrid example of boxing. However, I will give him credit. What's it? How many fights has the guy had? 13?
Lawrence?
12? Yeah, 12, 13 fights.
Who was his last fight? Ngannou,
I believe.
Yeah, so if Ngannou was his last fight, he went into that fight 13-0.
Yeah, so 13-0, he's become a European champion against a decent guy.
He's 14-0 now.
Yeah, so yeah, in 14 fights, he's become a European champion against a good guy, a solid guy, Commonwealth champion. He beat Matty Askins. I know that fight was horrible, but that was a massive step up. The guy's taking fights. I'll give him that credit. He's not.
Matty Askins had previously given Glavatsky a pretty solid fight, to be honest.
Yeah, Lawrence Okole is doing half the job. He's stepping up. He wants to fight people. He's just fucking horrible to watch. That's what it is. He's horrible to watch. He really is. And he can punch as well. He could be a bit more exciting, but he's just got no... He can't keep a range, man. He can't keep guys at the end of his shots. When they get inside, he just holds them, clinches them, hugs them to death, man. Lawrence Okole, man, he's gonna be the 2020 fucking what's his face? Harvey Weinstein, man. He's gonna get me too. He molests so many fighters. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. Look at that fake BFTB in the fucking backstage. That's jokes.
Add him in here.
Shall we get him in for a laugh?
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's funny, man.
That was fucking creepy.
That's funny. That's funny. P Boxing, he says he disagrees. He thinks Apoche looks dangerous. He can hit hard, certainly. He looks heavy-handed. But the guy's like, what, 32 years old?
Look.
He's pretty old for a prospect.
P, I know you want to disagree, and I like you and stuff, bro, right? But he's fighting absolute fucking trash. Complete garbage. I'm talking some of the worst of the very fucking worst. Don't feed into it when they're fighting against fighters like that. Trust me on this. This dude has fucking terrible skills. He's not that good. And you put him in there with Okole's going to tie him up and he's going to break him in the clinch.
Yeah, by the way, have you enjoyed the Anthony Fowler trolling by O'Hara Davis? I've loved it. I can't lie.
I think it's beautiful.
Oh, it's funny, man.
O'Hara Davis blocked me on Insta.
I know. I heard you on Beat Stream say what it was. Man, it's funny as fuck. O'Hara's going to get squashed, but that guy's a good troll. You've got to admit, that guy's a very good troll.
Fowler will fuck up O'Hara, man.
Yeah. He gets people to bite O'Hara Davis. I kind of find him funny. I can't lie. I kind of find him funny. Anthony Fowler, man. Jesus. I'll watch that fight, though. I'll watch it. Just for the like, it's a banter fight. That's what it is. It's not a good fight. It's not competitive, but it's banter. The build-up, man. The build-up. I'll watch that shit. Jesus. O'Hara back in Liverpool as well, man. Jesus Christ. Imagine O'Hara getting knocked out in Liverpool. The scenes. Christ. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Yeah, big up to AA Boxing and Blunts in the chat. Hopefully you're doing well, son. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're staying medicated is the main thing, man.
O'Hara and Fowler at 150 for a WBC stainless steel belt. Yeah, just add in an IBF Intercontinental and the WBO International, and all of a sudden, you know what you've got there? You've got a Sky Sports pay-per-view.
Yeah. I'll watch it, man. I'll watch it. Just for the laughs. Just for laughs. That'd be funny as fuck. Yo, big up to Nick Harmer in the chat as well. Big up to you, sir. Big up to you. P Boxing says Okole won't be able to hug him. Apoche's too small. He'd be a nightmare for him. I disagree, man. Like Ngannou was a lot smaller, but he couldn't neutralize Okole's octopus tactics, man. And Ngannou's a strong dude. He was on PEDs that fight as well, by the way, and he still couldn't compete with Okole.
What height's Ngannou though?
I think he's like 5'11", maybe.
Yeah, and Apoche's the same.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, Ngannou was on that Ingle juice. On those Ingle Pringles.
Ngannou had a lot better victories. He beat like Mickey Nielsen, he beat Buffatello, he beat Kubich, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was
solid guys.
Proven Euro level.
He was a very proven European level guy. Apoche is literally beating guys that I could beat.
I'll tell you what, for Apoche, I mean, for him on the PBC, a good guy for him would be someone like Keith Tapia, who lost to, I think it was Tabiti, you know, someone like that. Keith Tapia, someone like that. I'd put him
in there with Wade Camacho.
Yeah, Wade Camacho's a good shout. Yeah, anybody with like a half decent name, because right now he's not fought anybody, man. He's not fought anybody. But again, maybe he will, you know, prove to be better than what we're saying, but I can't see it, man. I can't see it. Yeah, big up to Intangible. How you doing, man?
How's it going? Yeah, you guys are talking about Apoche versus Lawrence Okole.
Yeah.
Apoche isn't that good. I mean, he looks good against these homeless
fans.
I mean, yeah, basically homeless crackheads that he's facing and pulling off the street. But I mean, Okole is just going to be too fast for him. Like, I don't even like, I mean, Apochi could maybe beat what's the dude's name? Ajagba. I already forgot his name because Ajagba just isn't good either. But I mean, Okoli will be too much. I'm actually quite impressed by Okoli.
Yeah, he knows how to win. He knows how to
Yeah.
neutralize opponents, but just not very good to watch on the eye, to be honest. But I'm hoping now he's with Shane McGuigan, hopefully he improves a bit technically. Hopefully he's
Yeah.
a bit better to watch. You know, getting guys behind that long reach. He's got power. So if you can get that jab going, use better distance control, he'll be effective. He really will.
I'll be
He
back
needs to
then.
learn to be able to really feint and keep guys at distance while his feet are planted.
Yeah. That's
Del,
the thing.
I'll be back, bro. I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries, man. That's the thing. Like he can't effectively keep range right now, and when guys get inside, he just resorts to like holding and octopusing. So yeah, hopefully Shane can, you know, make him more effective on the outside for longer periods of time. Because he kind of throws like one right hand, he'll connect, he'll fall in, then he'll hold kind of thing. You know, he can't successfully stay on the outside for a long period of time. That's what I want to see. I want to see him box more. Be a boxer puncher. I think that's what his style should be. Like a long range boxer puncher kind of thing.
Yeah, and counter punching and things like that. Because he has pretty decent craft. I think he has potential. And with that, he could be a better fighter if he just learns how to sort of settle down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, his next fight, they're talking about Krzysztof Glowacki, which is a massive step up. I know Glowacki got beat recently, but still, that's a big step up for a guy with 14 fights.
Yeah, that's
Could
it's
be a
not a
couple
fight he
of
should
fights,
take, I don't think.
Yeah, it could be a couple of fights too soon, kind of thing.
He's fought some pretty mediocre fighters himself. He's got to at least get somebody that's I don't really know. Yeah. I mean, I think Glowacki, considering he's sort of fallen off, maybe that's a decent opponent for Okoli.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it is quite a big step up.
Yeah, I'd say it's a step up. Apparently, though, that could be for the vacant WBO title, so it could have a world title on the line as well, which I wouldn't be surprised by at all, to be honest.
Yeah, he'll get slaughtered by Briedis if he ever unifies with him and gets his belts back.
100%.
He'll
He'll
get
get smashed
close.
to bits. Yeah, I agree. I think Briedis is probably the best cruiserweight right now. Dorticos will give him some problems because he's a big lump. He can punch hard, but
Yeah,
do you know what? I kind of expect Briedis to knock him out brutally, Dorticos. That's what I'm expecting.
yeah. I actually kind of see it going to a decision. I think Briedis' power isn't. I mean, he has solid power. His power that'll get you respect, but it's not amazing. I think his pressure is going to be too much for. I think his pressure is going to be a little bit overwhelming for Dorticus, and Dorticus is going to sit back and try to plant his feet and get his shots off. But I don't think he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to put himself at risk as much. He's going to keep waiting for Briedis to sort of stay in the center line and try to lower his guard. I think Briedis will stick to some good pressure. I don't know if Briedis has the power to be able to stop him.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Briedis, for me, sometimes he's a little, I don't know, like he's hot and cold. When he can punch hard. Like he leveled Manuel Char, which was, I know Manuel Char's not really nobody, but he is a heavyweight and he knocked him clean out. Do you know what I mean? Like he's got power, but he needs to just apply himself. Sometimes he's a little bit clinchy on the inside.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he kind of fights in spurts. That's a good point. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I'm taking Briedis by knockout. I think Dorticos, he can only really fight one way, kind of thing, behind that jab, that right hand coming forward. So, just I see Briedis winning. To be honest, but it's a good fight. It's a really good fight. But hopefully that happens soon. That keeps on getting cancelled as well. Hopefully that happens, man.
Yeah, it's been cancelled like 3 times.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. Yo, big up to St. Brit Sports in the chat. Hopefully you're doing well, man.
Yeah, Nick Harmer, my profile picture is Ezra Charles.
SSB in the chat as well. Big up to you, sir.
Yeah.
4-7. Briedis brutalized Char. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, he did.
Back foot, uppercut. That's beautiful knockout. That's a really good shot. Thought that guy was dead, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I mean, Briedis has kind of fallen under the radar a little bit. I mean, people are talking about Dorticus, and a lot of people actually rate Dorticus above Briedis. Briedis, I mean, when the guy is on, he was on during the majority of the fight against Usyk. He was giving Usyk absolute hell. By far, Usyk's toughest fight.
Yeah, I agree. He was landing some nice shots on the inside. He was doing some good work. I certainly agree. Physically, that was certainly Usyk's hardest fight. Like he was in a fight that night, and you could tell it's a very good fight. I thought he kind of buzzed Usyk a couple of times as well.
He did.
Yeah, not bad. He didn't badly hurt him, but Usyk felt it a couple of times, man. It's a very good fight. That was one of the fights of the year that year as well. It's a very good fight, I thought, anyway.
Yeah, but honestly, Briedis is my number one cruiserweight.
Yeah, I agree. Right now, I think you've got to pick him as number one with his body of work. You know, he's got some good wins, to be fair. And, Briedis, Dorticus, that really just settles it, who's number one. But, I've got Briedis, man. I've got Briedis.
Gassiev fighting Dave Allen.
Jesus Christ. People out here want Dave Allen dead by the sounds of it. Jesus. No. Yeah, Gassiev needs to fight a real heavyweight. I don't know, like a solid fringe level contender. I know he's been out for some time, but bro, I don't want to see him fight some cab driver. Somebody like Christian Hammer, maybe.
I mean, maybe somebody like Malik Scott if he's still fighting.
Yeah, that would be a good shout. Malik Scott, guy can take him rounds, you know.
Yeah.
Show some movement.
I mean, at this point, like, if you want all these dudes to fight Dave Allen to come into heavyweight, just put Dave Allen in an electric chair.
It basically is a death sentence, man, for this guy to be fighting this level of competition. He's not even a domestic level fighter in the UK. He's never going to be a British champion, to be honest. He's just not good enough.
He's a club fighter.
Yeah, he's a club fighter who's got good banter and he's got followers on social media. That's what he is. That's all he is. And eventually that kid's going to get hurt, in my opinion. He's going to get seriously hurt. Yeah, thank you, Tommy Temper, for the super sticker. Thank you very much. It's like the Dave Allen when he fought Luis Ortiz. He got his tongue split. He was pissing blood for days. And apparently he got paid like $9,000 for it.
I've got a good fight for Gassiev. I think that Sergey Kuzmin be a good fight for him.
Yeah, that's a very good shout. Stylistically, that'd be fun as well, to be fair.
Yeah, it would. That fight, it's a close fight. I think that a win for Gassiev, even against a guy like a Kuzmin who isn't great, it was a pretty good win for Michael Hunter. It got the attention of a lot of people with the Michael Hunter victory. That would probably that would shoot Gassiev back into sort of relevancy, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
If he were to win impressively.
Like with Gassiev, he's moving up to heavyweight. When he first announced he was moving up, I would have accepted like a low-level tune-up. But the guy's been out so long now, he can't really afford to keep on losing momentum, wasting time. He needs to fight somebody, not a killer, but somebody with a pulse, somebody half decent, like a Kuzmin. That'd be perfect. Even like I say, a Christian Hammer, I wouldn't have a problem with. Someone like that. Even Gerald Washington, someone like that.
Actually, didn't he fight on the undercard of Garcia Vargas, or which was it? He did fight pretty recently, I think.
Who, Gassiev?
Yeah, Gassiev.
Oh no, he was meant to fight on the Garcia Vargas undercard, and he pulled out.
Oh, yeah, that's
He pulled out. I don't know what was wrong with him. There was something wrong with his training or the notice he got for that fight. He didn't have enough notice apparently. But the guy was fighting a guy called Jerry Forrest. I mean,
yeah.
How much notice do you need for Jerry Forrest, honestly? Seriously, I mean, come on, Gassiev. I like Gassiev a lot. I think the guy can actually make a bit of noise at heavyweight, but it's hard to stay interested right now. It really is.
Maybe he should fight Joey DeWaco. I mean, as a first introduction against a guy who's somewhat experienced at the weight, somewhat known. I mean, I think that's a decent introductory fight.
Yeah, and he's very durable. If he could knock out Deweyko, that's a good look. I know Deweyko's not a great fighter by any means, but knocking him out is hard. That'd be a good statement if he could do that. To be fair, be an introduction to the division.
Hell, give him Kevin Johnson. I think that'd be a tough fight because he's just a straight up and down puncher. And Kevin Johnson will just be moving around, not let him set his feet all the time.
Yeah, shelling up, throwing for your jab, keeping on his bike. Yeah, that's a good shout. Look, I'll take Marius Vac. There's guys out there Gassiev can fight. There's like a whole heap of these guys who keep on getting recycled. Any one of these guys would do. But yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is with Gassiev right now. He signed with Matchroom. I'm not sure really how that's going. But we'll see what happens with Gassiev. I think it's a waste of potential, to be honest. But that's just my opinion anyway. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I really don't see him making that much noise at heavyweight. I mean, especially with how he just got completely and utterly just schooled by Usyk. I don't know, but that left such a bad impression on me.
Yeah, I agree. It's not that he lost the fight at all. If there's no shame in losing to Usyk, it was how he lost, to be honest. It was how he lost. It looked like he gave up after like 4 rounds, to be honest. He was feeling sorry for himself in the corner. Yeah, it left a bad taste in the mouth, but still, I think the guy's got talent. He's got potential. But yeah, if he's not fighting, then he's not going to improve, man. Yeah, Big Boys Boxing in the chat. You can have a link, man. 1 second. I forget how to do this, man. This load. There you go. Boom. There you go. I've talking about Ike Iwabuchi in the chat. Ike Iwabuchi, in your opinion, this is just my opinion, late 90s, do you think Ike Iwabuchi would have beaten that version of Tyson and that version of Holyfield who are around at that time? So late 90s, Ike Iwabuchi.
That version of Tyson.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Honestly, maybe. I mean, think about his fight against David Tua. Now, David Tua is not as good of a fighter as Tyson. He's not as polished, but I mean, Tyson was pretty much washed up. And Tua applied a pressure sort of style. Yeah. He liked to get in your face and throw big hooks. I think he could probably beat that version of Tyson. I think so.
I agree. My point was, like I've said it in the past, I think that version of Iwabuchi who was coming up would have beaten late 90s Holyfield and Tyson. I think both of those guys were really on the way out, to be honest. Would have been competitive still, but I would have favoured Iwabuchi. But Lennox, no, I wouldn't have taken Iwabuchi versus Lennox. I think Lennox is just too big, too tall, too long. He'll keep on the outside.
And I mean, Iwabuchi, he wasn't really that polished, didn't fight too many guys that could really prepare him for Lennox Lewis.
No, man.
2 at most.
Yeah, Bird and Tua. Yeah, that was it. They're the only 2 guys he fought, really. It's a shame. That's one of those situations in boxing, like a what-if situation. That's one of those, like, who knows what would have happened if he didn't go crazy. It's like with Edwin Valero as well. That's another one. Who knows how good?
That dude was a beast. Dude was a monster. I like actually went. I think a couple months ago. I just started watching a ton of his fights because he's so fun to watch.
Yeah,
just an insane motor.
Yeah. What was that fight? Was it Mosquera? Yeah, I think it was a guy called Mosquera.
Vicente Mosquera.
Yeah, that was a great fight, man. That was a great fight. He was an animal, man. He really was. But again, another one, Dmitry Pirog. He didn't go crazy. His back just went out. He was a very good talent. Dmitry Pirog.
He was. I've heard people compare him to like an Eastern European Tony. Just with how he stand right in front of you, fight you on the inside, use the shoulder roll, and sort of be more physical than you, while showing a lot of great ring craft and mastery. I think that he could have beaten Triple G, honestly.
That would have been a great fight back in 2012 when that fight was supposed to happen. That would have been a great fight. Damn. Yo, Big Boys Boxing, what's up, man?
What's happening, fellas? How you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. As well as we can do anyway. Doing okay. Doing okay.
That's the one. I heard you guys talking about Gassiev. I'd like to see him fight Sergey Kuzmin.
It's a good fight.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's a great matchup for Gassiev, and I think that's a winnable fight for either guy.
Yeah. Might be a bit risky for a first fight at heavyweight, maybe. I don't know. But they're both with Matchroom, so why not?
Yeah, I think they can certainly make it after like Gassiev's comeback fight. You know, Gassiev looks like he wants a Jerry Forrest type, so he'll have that sort of opponent first. After that, hopefully we get a Kuzmin type fight. That'd be good for me anyway. I'll take that. I'd be more than happy.
Oh, yeah.
Who would you pick in that fight, Big Boys Boxing?
I'd probably pick Gassiev off the top of my head, but I kind of want to see how Gassiev is going to go at heavyweight against guys that are bigger than him. The weight for Gassiev, seeing what he's going to come in, I think is going to play a part. Because Kuzmin's, he's a solid unit, isn't he? So
yeah, he is.
If he uses his weight to his advantage, try and lay all over Gassiev and tie him up a lot, tire him out, maybe Kuzmin would do well in the later rounds. But Gassiev can bang, man. So who knows?
One thing about Gassiev I always bring up, Chris Arreola said that Gassiev was the hardest hitter he's ever fought. So he sparred him. And this was after Arreola fought Wilder and Vitali, obviously. And he said Gassiev was the most heavy-handed guy he's ever shared a ring with.
Yeah, he is a hard puncher.
Yeah, I'm presuming that was when Gassiev wasn't cutting weight. He was just walking around his normal weight when he was sparring. So maybe Gassiev at heavyweight, maybe he even punches harder. Who knows?
Yeah, I do. So, but I mean, how will that carry up? Because he's not really that particularly explosive.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, he's heavy-handed, he's strong, but he's not explosive. He's not fast. He's not really. He sort of relies on timing and letting you sort of open up.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to quickly get a drink, lads. 1 second.
Yep, I find Gassiev was a little exposed as one-dimensional too against Usyk. So if he gets his game plan taken away, I don't know how he's going to go employing different tactics. But we will find out.
Murked him. I mean, he demoralized him.
But there is good news for him. There's very few fighters in the heavyweight division who are able to move around like Usyk can and jab the way he can. Very few. Very few have a back foot game. So a lot of them will be willing to go toe-to-toe with him, and I think that really does favor him because he's got a good chin and he's fucking powerful, man. So
man. Well, if he targets guys with concrete boots, he should be fine for a while. So.
Well, it shouldn't be hard to. How many of them don't have concrete boots?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
don't fight Hughie Fury.
Yeah, but Hughie doesn't have the ability to Hughie just goes around in a circle. Usyk knows how to get in and out of pockets and stuff.
I mean, Gassiev don't fight Hughie. You get rings running around him all night. Yeah,
I know he'll do that, but he still just goes around in a circle. Gassiev can cut that off. It's different with Usyk though, because Usyk he has a lot of changing of tempo and stuff. He's much harder to track.
Yeah, definitely. And at least with Usyk, there's going to be punches coming back when he's moving too. With Hughie, he just dances around and does fuck all. So.
I see fights like Alexander Povetkin and the Gassiev being absolute fucking barn burners. Sick fights.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you doing, Jono? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Doing good.
Waiting to get out of this lockdown, man. Hanging to get out of this lockdown. But,
That's good.
We're in level 3 lockdown now, and we're not in our highest level anymore. But people are flouting the rules, so I wouldn't be surprised if we end up back in full lockdown in a couple of weeks.
You guys have been handling it pretty well, though.
Yeah, well, we didn't get a lot of infection down here compared to the rest of the world because we're way out in the middle of nowhere. But we were getting close to 100 a day when we first went into lockdown, and day before yesterday we only got 2 cases.
That's good.
We had We had 9 yesterday because a few people have been flouting the rules since the lockdown got eased a bit. But another weekend we get an assessment and find out whether we're going into level 2 or back to level 4.
Interesting stuff. The lockdown over here is not going to end anytime soon by looks of it. It's still like 500 people a day dying and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're not going to get out of this anytime soon, to be fair. So that's a bit of a bummer. But what can we say, man? What can we say? Yo, Big Boys Boxing, while I've got you.
Yo.
What do you make of Frank Sanchez, the prospect?
Yeah, I saw that last fight of his. I can't remember who he fought. Oh, it was Joey Dwayko, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's
Dwayko.
right. Yeah, he's a pretty good boxer and mover. Still don't know how much power he's got. And with the Cubans the same old, how old actually is he? Because he looks like he's about 50.
He's not 27. If that guy's 27, then fuck me. He's had a hard paper round.
He looks older than Luis Ortiz, actually.
He does.
Have Frank Sanchez fight Gassiev.
Yes, that's a good fight.
That's a good fight. Good shout,
It's
man.
an interesting fight. It's an interesting one.
I'd watch it, man. I'd watch it.
I
I'd watch
mean,
anything.
I personally would like to see. I'd like to see Frank Sanchez versus Demirazin.
Good fight. Yep. Good fight.
Another good
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Do you know what? I think I would take Frank Sanchez over Ajagba, to be honest.
That's one I was going to say next. Frank Sanchez is a Jugba. I think the movement might get a Jugba, right? Because he's
Jagba's
pretty
just horrible.
stationary. Yeah.
He's slow as hell. He's got a decent jab, Ajagba, but it's all one paced. He doesn't feint. He doesn't vary the jab from body to head. It's all a power jab. That's all it is. Like, there's no variation there at
Yeah,
all.
he's
There's
just
no-
so one-dimensional.
Yeah, there's
mean,
no subtlety.
And even when he throws those power shots, he just reaches.
Yeah.
I remember when FA had just started debuting, and I was just on YouTube. I kept telling people that they were like, "Yo, this dude hits like a train," and I watched a bit of him, and I watched him through the amateurs, and I literally started telling people he ain't gonna go very far. And people fucking called me all types of shit, saying, he ain't gonna go very far, man. He ain't that good."
He's solid. He's an okay. He could become a good like fringe contender, maybe. I think that's his
Bro.
level.
Bro, I'll be honest with you, yeah. Michael Hunter would piece him the fuck
Oh,
up.
I agree. Michael
He's beat the
Hunter's
dog
good.
shit out of him. And I'll be honest with you, I could see Brazil Izu Aganoing FA. I
I've watched
really
that
do.
fight.
Put FA in there with Lucas Rozansky next.
Yeah, the fat Polish lad who's got hand speed. Yeah, I'd watch that.
He hits
Where is-
hard.
Where's Rozansky now? He beat Agono and he's done nothing since.
Have him rematch Ivan Daichko in the pros.
Yes.
Ivan Daichko will run around him like on rollerblades and just jab his head off, mate.
That's another
Yeah.
guy, though, who turned pro. He's not really done anything.
How about Brazil with a Jugba?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think Brazil
Yeah.
fucking Izu Agano him. I think he will.
Yeah,
Oh,
big up to
very-
L Dog in the chat. Big up to L Dog and Sporting Advantage sent here by your one and only Mark. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Croatia versus Nigeria. Hergovic versus Ajagba.
I've
I'd rather see a Jagba versus Petr Milas.
Yeah, that's more competitive. It's a lot more competitive.
I think Hergovic had punched the head off of Jagba.
Yeah, I agree. Jagba's not ready for that yet. He's not ready.
Just wondering, did we bring up Hergovic because L Dog turned up?
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, he's commenting about.
He literally said Croatia versus Nigeria.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
yeah. Big up to Sporting Icons in the chat as well. What's up, man? Hopefully you're doing well, man. Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, I've got Jagba's okay, man. He is what he is, man. He's a fun fighter. He can be involved in some good tear ups, but I think that's his limit, to be honest.
I'll give you a fight that Del Boy would pay pay-per-view for right now if it was made, and he'd pay. I think he'd pay £30 for this. Are you ready, Del?
Go on.
Evia Jagba
Yes.
versus Arslanbek Makhmedov.
Yes. That's got brain damage written all over it, man.
Hell yeah.
It's a great
hell
fight.
Quickly. First of all, what's up, everyone? Thank
Shut
you
up,
for
you
having me on,
racist.
Cowboy. What's up, big boys? Been a while.
What's up, L Dog?
I want to say I agree with your video yesterday, man, about people fucking not thinking they're out of lockdown and it's all solved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just madness. People being dickheads, eh?
Yeah, bro.
I chewed someone's head off yesterday for it.
Look, man, on a more serious note, this guy, P-Boxing, is saying Yoka will knock out Hrgovic. So, which of you guys have seen that fight they had at the Olympics?
I thought Hrgovic won.
So do I.
So
does
does
I.
Mel. So does Mark. Intangible, you seen it?
No.
Alright. Yes, you
I
have.
thought- yeah.
Okay, cool. That's another one for Hrgovic. So everyone on here thought Hrgovic beat Yoka.
Oh, Hrgovic Yoka. No, I had Yoka.
I thought Yoka lost to Joe Joyce as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I watched the Joe Joyce one. I didn't actually watch it like live on the
But when he
Olympics.
fought against Hrgovic, he clearly won 2 of those 3 rounds.
Nah, I don't think so, man.
Alright, bro. But we were talking about F.A. Jugba, right?
Yes.
No.
Now I'm actually a little more high on F.A. Jugba than some people are. I know he's limited and he's vulnerable, but he's young. I think he's learning. A fight
He's
I
got a
would
good
like.
chin too.
Yeah,
I'm not
Well,
sure
I
about I'm not sure about his chin. I can't lie. I'm not sure about his chin.
But see-
I honestly, I think the problem is his balance. It's not necessarily that he gets hurt. He wasn't seriously hurt in his last fight. It was the fact that he was so off balance.
Yeah, it probably looked worse than what it was. Maybe.
Comes down to footwork, eh?
I
Yeah.
think they've been having some good matchmaking for him. I think he needed the Demirizin fight, and I think he needed the
Yoka.
fight against Kaladze.
Not-
I
yeah,
mean,
that's what
he
I meant.
needed those moments to learn because he didn't have a very extensive amateur career. Yeah, he went to the Olympics, but he qualified from probably the easiest region to qualify from.
Yeah, that is
So,
true. Like hardship on the come up. If you're about it, that can only make you a better fighter. To be honest.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with Tyson Fury, I go back to Tyson Fury on the come up. He wasn't looking great at all. He was getting dropped by guys like Pikic, getting hurt by Nikolai Furfer, dropped by Steve Cunningham. He was having some rough moments, but it made him, well, the fighter he is today. He experienced a lot. And yeah, it got him ready for world level. So if you learn from it, listen, it's a great experience. But can a Jagba learn from it? Has he showed you anything that I've not seen improvements? That's what I'm trying to say. Since his pro debut, I've not really seen the improvements. He's the same guy, the same style, the same flaws. Just I don't see the improvements, to be honest with you. So I'm not sure
Is,
how he's gonna.
Is Ronnie Shields his trainer?
Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Ronnie Shields
he's-
is a good trainer as well.
Oh, no
Hmm.
doubt, no doubt. He's a very good
That's what
trainer.
I don't understand. Like he's getting these good learning fights. He's got a good trainer, but he just doesn't seem to be learning.
Yeah, and he's got a true American trainer too. I don't know how the American school is not taking him anywhere.
Yeah, if I was the PBC, I'll be honest with you, I would gamble. I'd chuck fucking a Jagba in there with Hellenius.
Nah,
Ooh.
I think
I was thinking Kalnacki maybe.
yeah. And I'm gonna tell you why I like that Kovnatsky fight for a jug. But people say it's too soon. But let's not forget he beat Demirizin, who is also a shorter volume fighter. He did have trouble in that fight, but I think he could have learned from that. And now that Kovnatsky's coming off a knockout loss, I think a Jugba's got the size, the power, the youth
Yeah,
to beat Kovnatsky. And I think because he went the 10 rounds with Demirizin, who, short volume fighter like Kovnatsky, I think he could be ready for that. Maybe
Yeah,
a couple
and-
more
yeah.
fights.
and to be fair, one thing I will say for a Jagba's credit, he does throw a fair few punches for a heavyweight, and
Yeah.
he never really gassed against Demirizin that badly, to be honest. It looks like he's got a decent gas tank. I'll give him that. For a guy who's quite, muscle bound and built, he's got a decent gas tank. So maybe that could be one of his calling cards if he gets to elite level. But we'll see, man. I do like that Kalnacki fight though. That'll tell us a lot. It's a big
Yeah.
step up. It's a
I
big
want to
step up.
see Hrgovic versus Hellenius. I think that's a good fight.
Yeah.
I'm actually watching Hrgovic versus Yoka right now. Hrgovic's elusiveness is looking better than I actually thought it was. I mean, he's doing a good job just stepping out of the range of Yoka's punches, and his frame is bigger than Yoka's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's got a bit of respect for his opponent, he's a bit more effective with his defense. You know, a lot of people have it stuck in their head at the moment that last fight he had against Eric Molina, he didn't respect him at all, so he just stood there in front of him and threw what he could to try and get a spectacular knockout. You know?
I agree.
Exactly, man.
I mean, if you're Filip Hrgović, you've been traveling the world for the last 5-6 years fighting the very best. Why are you going to be motivated to fight Eric Molina? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
The
I
only
think
thing he wanted to do was he, you know, these prospects, they think, all right, you know, I got a big platform. I want to go out there, give a good fight. You know, I know I'm not fighting someone anywhere near as good as me. I'm going to get a taste of his power. If it ain't much, I'm going to just walk him down, beat him up, and knock him out.
Yeah. And I think sometimes that leads to maybe bad performances when you're intent on looking good and getting a good knockout. You kind of search for it, and sometimes, you know, it can make you look a bit maybe one-dimensional. You forget what got you to where you are, you know. Instead of relying on your boxing, you're trying to score a highlight reel knockout. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've just finished the second round of the three-round fight between Hrgović and Yoka. I gave Hrgović the first 2 rounds, and I was looking for reasons to give Yoka maybe the second, but I mean, he didn't move his head. He kept standing in the line of attack, and he was holding his hands down. Like he was sort of just walking to him instead of actually using angles. Jury is in for me.
Sporting Icons in the chat, he's saying, wasn't Hrgović versus Bakole signed before the lockdown? It was being talked about, I know that much. It was being talked about.
It was actually Hrgović versus Jerry Forrest.
Hrgović versus Forrest got made, but they was talking about Hrgović versus Bakole as well. That would have been a good fight, in my opinion.
I think that was most of that talk. I think was coming from Billy Nelson. I don't. You know, there was plenty in it for Martin Bakole, but realistically, there's not much in it for Filip Hrgović because Bakole isn't ranked anywhere, is he?
No, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the only reason I could see they weren't interested in that fight. But besides the rankings, I wish it had been made because that's a great fight too.
Yeah. Bakole, I think, is a good fighter, but we'll see.
If you're someone like Hrgović and Makhmudov, who you know isn't as well known as Tony Yoka or Daniel Dubois, but can really fight and can really punch, you're not going to get a voluntary title shot. You're going to have to work your way up the rankings.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's just no point fighting someone like Bakole, who is, you know, high risk, low reward. But even if you do beat him, all you do is become a bigger boogeyman.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point.
Yep.
Yeah. Big Boys Boxing, L-Dog, Intangible, this goes to all of you. Have any of you guys seen a prospect by the name of Victor Vickhurst, heavyweight? I like the look of that kid. I think he looks very good.
I heard about him. I haven't seen him yet.
No, I'm just starting to get around to some of these prospects.
Vickhurst is good. I watched him. I watched some of his amateur fights, and I watched his pro debut. He looks very fluid and quite athletic, to be honest. I think he's got a good mix of size, strength, amateur pedigree, athleticism. He could be a problem, man. I think I want to see him have a few more pro fights, but I think he'll be considered a top prospect soon, I think.
I agree. It's hard to say after one fight, but I like what I see, personally.
Where'd he come from?
Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of got a style a little bit like Vlad, a little bit.
Yeah, I see that. But I think he's a little more well-varied. Like, I've seen him throws a lot more hooks than Vlad, where Vlad was throwing, you know, a lot of straight punches.
Yeah, kind of like Vlad when he first come on the scene, you know, like before Emmanuel Stewart, when he was throwing a lot more varied shots back in the day. But he's a good prospect, man. I certainly rate him. Sporting Icons.
Ukraine's got a couple of them, man. They've got Jakozy, or Zakozy, however you say it.
Yeah, he fought Johnson, didn't he?
6'9" guy, and they've got Serenko.
Serenko looks very good. I like the look of Serenko. But again, it's matchmaking. Nobody's gonna fight him.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you fight Serenko? I mean, he's out there in South Africa right now fighting, so he's kind of struggling to get opponents. And obviously, he was being trained by James Ali Bashir. I've got no idea how that's going to go down now, to be honest, with what
How
happened.
did the Ukrainian end up in South Africa?
It's crazy, isn't it? Like trained by an American ends up in South Africa. That's crazy. It's crazy. He's a good prospect, though. He's a good prospect.
Man,
P-boxing. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, P-boxing. I'll put it in the chat. I think this is how you spell it, but it will come up if you type it like this. I'm sure. 1 second. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's my attempt at it. There you go. Boom.
I actually think the heavyweight division is one of the most exciting divisions now because there is just so many good prospects coming up.
Yeah, I agree. I like the new blood. There's a lot of new blood coming up from all parts of the world as well. There's in 18 months' time, the division is going to be looking very tasty. Once we get rid of Povetkin, Lewis, Ortiz, Kubrat Pulev, get rid of the old guys, a few of these young guys get in the top 10.
And
It's going to be looking a lot better. Yeah, and Wilder as well. Yeah, exactly.
I think Dillian White, I think Wilder, Luis Ortiz, Povetkin, Pulev will be gone in 2 years.
I think
these
Dillian will still
young
be knocking about.
I don't know, man. I think these young guys, like they're bigger, they're more skilled, younger, fresher, better, man. There are some killers on the rise, man.
What
He's
makes you
looking
think
healthy.
Dillian's going to dip out?
I don't think Dillian will ever be able to compete with Tony Yoka, Filip Hergovich, Daniel Dubois.
Damn.
I think he gets knocked out by all these guys when they're ready.
Damn. Listen,
I
Dillian.
don't think he gets knocked. I actually maybe I could see that. I could see him getting a title shot, losing, and really not having any direction after that because he's faced a lot of good contenders and he's pretty much just putting himself on death row facing a great prospect like Hergovich or Yoka or somebody like that.
I think Dillian is he'll stick around for a little while longer. I mean, the Povetkin fight coming up. I know Povetkin's older, but that's a risky fight, man. Stylistically, I think that's very risky.
Yeah,
Dillian's not going to pose the same stylistic problems that Hunter did. Dillian's going to be standing in front of him, you know. And listen, if Povetkin can time Dillian, who throws himself off balance all the time, who knows what's going to happen if he times him with that left hook? Who knows? It's a dangerous fight. It's a very dangerous fight. If I was managing Dillian White, I wouldn't have made that fight. To be honest, I think it's a risky fight.
the one thing with a lot of these prospects is that most of them are coming out at like 26, 27, 28 years old.
Yeah.
They're pretty old coming out of the amateurs because most of them have extensive careers there.
Yeah. Although heavyweights, they do age, they do mature a little later, I guess. But you're right, though. Yeah, like Makhmudov, he's 30 right now, I believe. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
But
I like.
for a heavyweight, I think their prime only really starts like their prime is like 30 years old at heavyweight.
Yeah.
These heavyweights, they fight top level until they're like 34, sometimes even until their 40s if they're really good.
Oh yeah, 40s like Vitali, Vladimir. I mean, look at the top 10 now. Luis Ortiz is still knocking around. Pulev, Povetkin. These guys are still relevant in some way or another. So, yeah, man,
Yep.
you can be an effective heavyweight in your late 30s, no doubt about it.
Because I mean, one of the
Definitely.
important things of being a heavyweight is strength and power, and that comes with a bit more age.
Yeah,
it does.
I
Yeah,
wanna see-
also that heavyweights rely less on reactions and stamina too, so they can get away with relying more on power and things like that for longer.
Yeah, I agree. One more. Speaking of heavyweights, I want to see Joseph Parker back in the mix, man. I really do. I don't want to see a Junior Farr fight, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I only wanted to see that fight if there was no other boxing that could happen anywhere. And I was thinking maybe we'll get a fight down here while the rest of the world's still on lockdown. But if that's not the case, I don't want to see that fight. Needs something relevant.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those. I'll take it if nothing else is on. But I mentioned a fight for Joseph Parker a little while ago. I would love to see Parker versus Michael Hunter. I think that's a great
Yeah.
boxing match.
I think
really
that's
do,
what
yeah.
we're going to get to down the track once this lockdown's over. I think it because so many people have been talking about it. Why can't that fight be made? They're both with Matchroom. They've both got nothing on their schedule. Get it done, Eddie. Come on.
Yeah, this is the problem I have with Matchroom. Oh, I've had a little bit with them. Is they seem to neglect their other heavyweights that aren't named White and AJ. Like it all revolves around them. It's understandable, but at the same time, like you got another bunch of good fighters. Why not at least just build them up and try and send them over to fight Wilder or something? Force a mandatory.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of guys sign with Matchroom so they can fight those guys in that stable. They sign with them and then they still don't get to fight them. It's not cool.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, Sporting Icons in the chat. He's mentioned an interesting fight: Junior Farr versus Fa Ajagba. That's interesting. I watched it. I would take Ajagba though.
Yeah, so would I.
Be a fun fight though.
Be interesting though, because look, like we're talking about Jugba having a bit of trouble with movement. Junior can move quite well when he wants to. He's more defensively minded than offensive. So, I hope he just doesn't want to walk forward and try and follow Junior around all night if the fight happened.
If we're talking about
cut the ring off.
Yeah, if we're talking about Junior Farr fighting another New Zealander, I'd like to see him fight Hemia Hayo. However you say his name, it's Hemia Hayo. You know who I mean?
Hio.
Friends, aren't they?
Hio, yeah.
They're friends. They both train in the same gym. Even they both train in the
Yeah.
city kickboxing with Israel Adesanya.
Damn.
So yeah.
See,
And
I
they're both
hate
Tongan.
that. I hate that excuse. Oh, we're friends. We can't fight. Come on now, Jesus.
Sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, let's see a Hio versus Franklin.
Yes, I'd watch that.
Oh yeah.
I'd watch that. Jermaine Franklin does suck, though. Let's be honest about it.
That's why
He
I
needs
want
to
to
be
see him fight
exposed.
Hemia Hio.
No,
I had
wow,
bro. Jerry Forrest beating him.
Yeah. I watched this fight back. I was watching Box Nation the other day. Like, it's on, they repeat random fights. And for some reason, they were showing Pavel Sauer versus Jermaine Franklin. Fuck me, that was bad. That was so bad. Oh, and I watched the whole fight. I watched it all, man. It's terrible.
All I'm
Jesus.
hearing is racism against Jermaine Franklin and American boxers.
I mean, when you consider Hrgovic knocked out Pavel Sauer in the second pro fight in 1 round, and then Huey Fury knocked him out in 3.
Bro, Pavel
Fucking
Sauer
Franklin was
made Huey Fury look like fucking Riddick Bowe. He sucks. And Jermaine Franklin had trouble. Come on, man. Jesus. Crazy.
He goes
Just-
around calling himself
That's a
the
good one.
He calls himself the most athletically gifted heavyweight as well.
yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I was going to mention something. Fuck, I forgot, though.
Yeah, he should go become like a bouncer at a strip club or something.
Yeah. He's that sort of guy, man. Speaking of American prospects, I think the best one out there is Jared Anderson, to be honest. Top Rank. He signed with Top Rank. He's only like 20 years old as well. He looks decent, to be fair. He looks like he's got some upside, in my opinion, at least. He looks like he's got some upside. But
What do you reckon of the other top ranked prospect, Sonny Conto?
I've not really. I'll be honest with you. I've not seen enough. I saw him on one. Was it a Fury undercard? Maybe. I've seen him once though, and yeah, he looked okay, but I need to see a bit more. I'll hold my judgment back on him. I need to see a bit more. What do you think of him? Oh, he's gone. But yeah, never seen Sonny. I've only seen Sonny Conto fight once, to be honest.
The only
Yeah.
time I've seen him fight, he fought some morbidly obese guy who he knocked out with body shots in the first round.
If that makes sense. That does make sense.
The dude was like huge. Like, honestly, it looked like they picked him out of a line at fucking McDonald's or something.
Sporting Icons, he says that Jagba won't fight anybody risky for a long time because Finkel managed. Yeah, he's managed by
Good
Danny
point.
Finkel. Yeah, it's a good shout.
Frank Sanchez is okay. I don't. Not huge on him. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing I will say with Frank Sanchez, he's got a different style, I guess, that could pose some problems. If he can make that style semi-successful, then he could be a problem. But yeah, again, we need to see a step up. I liked the Dueco fight. I think that was a solid fight for him. But now I want to see another step up from that kind of thing. But yeah, sporting icons. Yeah, Frank Sanchez is the 40-year-old, 26-year-old. Yeah, I'm 26 on Tuesday. Bro, I could be that dude's son. I kid you not. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's no chance in hell he's 26, man. Fuck off. He's at least 36.
He looks
Yeah.
226.
So, yeah, he definitely looks 10 years older. Like 10 years.
That's being kind. I've seen 40-year-olds look better, but I like it. I like some of his attributes. I like the style he brings. Could be he could pose problems for guys, but we'll see, man. We'll have to see.
Yeah, American prospects are pretty much dead in the water. They're gone. They're washed
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, the only guy I say, is Jared Anderson, but that guy's 3-0. He's 20 years old. That's really reaching, to be honest. I'm really reaching there. Like Trey Morrison, I don't rate him at all. Who else is there?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all the guys that I like prospects in general are like Uzbekistan and Ukrainian in terms of heavyweights.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I think this is the era of European heavyweights, man. Like UK, Europe.
Yeah.
I think they run the heavyweight division, man. People get upset when I say that, but since the Klitschko's, it really has been the UK and Europe running the heavyweight division.
In fact, I mean, probably the Hasim Rahman. He was probably the last. Actually, probably Wilder, but I mean, ever since him, you really haven't had an American face of a heavyweight division at all. It's pretty much all just been Ukrainians. The Klitschko era, and I mean, generally, the American boxing has been completely taken out of the American market. They all play football and basketball.
Yeah.
What I'm worried about is when Wilder lost, I think a lot of the Americans are going to say, "Oh, the heavyweight division is dead."
Yeah, that's
During
yeah.
Klitschko's time.
That's what I'm worried about as well. If we have a great era, but there happens to be no Americans, I think they're gonna shit on it. To be honest with you, they're not really gonna give it the credit it deserves.
Honestly, who cares about what they think?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But in one sense, they do kind of control the narrative in the grand scheme of things. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But
yeah. I mean, I just don't really pay attention to like media narratives. I mean, I just form my own opinions. If I like what I see out of the heavyweight division, I'm gonna watch it.
yeah, I like the way the division's shaping up right now. I've got to say, I agree with El Dog. To be honest, I think it's looking healthy. 12, 18 months time, it's going to be looking very good, in my opinion. It's going to be looking good, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, we got a good division now, but we still have like a lot of the contenders are old, and I think they're gonna
Yeah.
be moved out pretty soon.
I've been saying that for 2 years. These guys need to get taken out to pastures new. They need to be taken out back like old Yeller. They need to be taken care of, and then we can see these new boys come through. But
Yeah.
I watched Pulev versus Klitschko the other day, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest here. Anyone saying Pulev beats AJ, I just think that's wishful thinking. He's gonna get knocked
Yeah.
out, man. He's gonna get sparked out
Yeah.
early.
I said, I reckon it's going to be early, like within 3 rounds. I think he's going to get smashed to bits. Pulev, for me, is shot to bits. He's been flattering to deceive in recent performances. I mean, this is a guy who got buzzed by Hughie Fury, for example. He was getting touched up. He was getting touched up by Bogdan Dinu. You know, he's been looking poor. He got buzzed by Kevin Johnson. Go back and watch that fight. The guy is shot to bits. He's there for the taking.
Yeah.
He's got no punch resistance anymore. He's going to get leveled.
Yeah, and he had a fight on the undercard of Jamel Herring versus Lamont Roach against Rydell Booker, I think his name was.
Yeah.
He looked horrible in that
He looked
fight.
terrible. He looked awful. His stance. It looks like he's riding a Harley Davidson. See his stance? It's crazy. He's going to get destroyed. he's going to get destroyed. I wouldn't be shocked if it happens in one round. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Look at what happened when he fought Klitschko. The first big punch Klitschko landed, he was fucking down, and then Klitschko lands the second punch he landed after that. He went down. Like he was knocked down 5 times?
Yeah, and that
I'm not
fight,
gonna lie.
yeah.
Near the end of the, I will say though, to give Pulev some credit, he did buzz Klitschko at the end of the first. I think it was.
Yeah, with that jab, yeah, that sort of push jab, yeah. Kind of stepped into it, yeah.
But I mean, even a prime Pulev, I just don't see him beating AJ. He's too defensively irresponsible and too one-dimensional.
Yep. He could catch AJ with a couple of nice jabs, maybe bust his nose, but that'll be the extent of his success, to be honest. He's got a good jab and not much else, Pulev. That's really it. That's really it.
Like I can understand some people saying AJ has a glass jaw or whatever, but I mean, fucking Pulev ain't gonna be the one to smash that glass. Nah.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest Joshua fan by any means, but I'm not. His chin isn't the best, but I wouldn't call it a glass jaw, to be honest. Maybe it's been cracked. But I don't think a glass jaw would have got up from that right hand by Klitschko, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
I
a
think
harder
it'll
shot.
get to that point. Like his chin will get worse over time because he does get knocked down and he does get knocked out. Like,
and he gets hit a little bit.
Yeah, man. I watched that fight back. I think it was on Monday or something. And yeah, he took a lot of shots in rounds 5 and 6, like some hard shots. There was one shot before the knockdown. I think it was round 6. He caught a flush right hand by Klitschko, bang on the chin, and how that shot didn't drop him, I'll never know. It's crazy. Like he took some big shots that night. But maybe, like L-Dog has said, maybe his chin is already deteriorating, getting worse. Who knows?
Yeah, Andy Ruiz is not a big puncher at all. Like Andy Ruiz is someone who went the distance with Liakovic coming off 3 knockout losses in a row, and went the distance with Rafael Zambanu Love, who prospects just knock out in like the first couple of rounds. He's not a big puncher. And he was getting knocked down left, right, center. I don't want to buy this shit about, he was hitting the right spot. Maybe not. But I mean, getting knocked out by Ruiz is not a good sign.
Even the rematch, listen, Joshua clearly won. But there was a couple of times when Ruiz touched him, like Joshua looked very uncomfortable. He felt it. I don't think he's got faith in his chin either, which also makes a difference.
Yeah, I think it was at the end of the 8th or the 9th where I think Ruiz landed a right hand when he finally closed the distance because Ruiz can't cut off the ring at all. He cannot. No. I mean, he's horrible at it. All he can do is basically just walk to you and stalk you around. But there's one time where AJ sort of stepped in and out, and Ruiz immediately stepped in and landed a solid right hand, and it buzzed AJ. I mean, had that round been maybe 20 seconds longer, he could have maybe went down.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I say, maybe the chin is deteriorating. But I certainly believe psychologically, if you don't have faith in your chin, I think you're actually more susceptible to getting hurt, to be honest, as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of AJ's problems. I think post Klitschko, I think that fight might have done him some damage, to be honest. I really do. But having said that, he took some big shots from Povetkin, and he took them pretty well. So Joshua's chin is weird. Like you see him taking monster shots, he stays up. But Ruiz, like L-Dog says, like he had him in worlds of bother. So I'm not sure. The jury's out on Joshua's chin right now. I'll say that. I'm not going to call it a glass chin though. I don't think that's fair, considering he's fought punchers and he's took big shots. So
yeah. I don't like when people call Lennox Lewis chinny either. I mean, Lennox Lewis,
he
took some big shots throughout his whole career. He took a lot of big shots from Mercer in their fight, and had a lot of problems in that fight.
Vitali.
He took some good. Yeah, he took a ton of big shots against Vitali. He even took good shots early against Tua.
Yeah, David Tua. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing about Joshua is we know he's been knocked out a couple times in the amateurs as well.
And in sparring, allegedly. Yeah, that's true. Another fight as well. Shannon Briggs caught Lewis a fair few times as well, man. So Lennox Lewis had a good chin. He had a good chin. With him, it was more him just switching off and getting caught cold, whatever, and it was what it was. But yeah, L-Dog's right. L-Dog's right, man. Joshua, his chin's probably not the best, but I just don't think it's a glass chin either. It's like, well, it is what it is. Average, I guess. Average.
Yeah, I worry for him as he gets older though, because his chin might deteriorate.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I mean, the longer he fights, the more stamina is going to start to deteriorate as well. And when your stamina is gone, so is your chin. I mean, once you're exhausted and you get hit, and you just can't really recover like that.
Exactly. And one more thing about Joshua's stamina. I saw a lot of people post Ruiz 2 say that, oh, wow, Joshua boxed for 12 rounds and didn't get tired. Listen, if you're fighting somebody who's not applying any pressure, it's a lot easier to go 12 rounds and box. You're boxing at your own pace. It's much easier fighting at your own pace than when somebody's forcing a pace on you. We don't know whether Joshua's stamina has improved at all. I could have gone 12 rounds with a fucking heavy bag. So
Yeah.
I'm not convinced about Joshua's stamina. That's my main concern for
Ruiz
Joshua.
was shocking, man.
It was terrible.
Fat, out of shape, and to top it off, he naturally has slow feet, can't cut off the ring.
Yeah, he can't cut off the ring. I mean, his jab is decent. I mean, he has a solid jab, but he's squared up. And I mean, he's just the last guy I'd say that would upset Joshua, to be honest. Even though he's got decent combination punching, good combination punching actually, and okay power. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Joshua just has the feet. He has the length to be able to keep Ruiz at bay. And trust me, if you're a good caliber heavyweight, you're not going to have too many problems doing that.
No, exactly.
I mean,
Ruiz, yeah.
Even Joseph Parker was able to.
I think Reynoso is a good match for Ruiz, man.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's one of the better matches right now. Eddie Reynoso's got that Frank Sanchez as well. Yeah,
he needs to learn to actually move laterally, even just a little bit, because all he can do is just move forward.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing with Ruiz as well, like he was banking on Joshua doing the exact same thing again, like setting his feet, trading, and that's what Andy Ruiz was hoping for, to catch Joshua again in the exchanges, but Joshua didn't give him that opportunity, so he was found out. He didn't do any. Yeah, he took it for granted. Didn't have a plan B.
I mean, that's Ruiz's one chance of beating anybody in the top 5, actually top 10 for that matters, if they set their feet and they don't have a great chin and they get a little bit too ahead of themselves and they just decide to trade with him.
Yeah, that's one area though I am impressed with Ruiz, how calm he is when he throws with you. He is very calm and he picks his shots well. He's good at punching with somebody.
And even with his jab, even though he doesn't really move his head side to side, he doesn't vary it. It's just a pretty basic jab to the body, but he does bend well and get off the center line.
Yeah, I agree. Di Alexander in the chat, he says Fury beats Joshua and Wilder. I agree. Well, he's beat Wilder up twice, so yeah, I think he beats Joshua. Joshua's more dangerous than Wilder, no doubt, but
yeah,
I've got Fury. My only concern... No, carry on. No, go for it.
I was going to say, Joshua's got real power and he's got boxing skills to match it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. For Joshua Fury, I think the worst thing Fury can do is apply the same game plan he applied against Wilder in the second fight. I think that's a lot more risky against Joshua. Joshua's so much more offensively capable than Wilder. Power in both hands. He's got a variety of punches, ramrod jab, right uppercut, left hook, chopping overhand right. He's so much more varied in terms of his offense. And at mid-range, Joshua's very good. Mid-range, Joshua's excellent, in my opinion.
Yeah, Joshua's going to have to take the fight to Fury if he wants to win. He's going to have to use a lot of different punches, jabs, straight rights to the body, constant feinting, and maybe even getting inside of him a little bit, because Fury's not great on the inside. And I mean, don't let the Wilder fight fool you. Wilder's just horrible on the inside.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying, though. I don't think Fury should apply that same game plan. He shouldn't come to Joshua. He should make Joshua take the initiative, make him chase the fight. That's how I feel about it anyway. I'm not saying Fury can't beat Joshua by applying pressure. He could, because if he forces the pace on Joshua, I think Joshua's going to tire late on. But it's getting to that point. You know, he could walk onto a shot. So I'm taking
Sporting
Fury.
got a good question. Who's got a better chin, AJ or Wilder?
Joshua.
Man, I'm gonna say Wilder.
I've got Joshua.
Nah, I think if Luis Ortiz was hitting AJ with those shots in the first fight, AJ would have been out.
Maybe, but you can flip that and say if Vladimir hit Wilder with that straight right, Wilder's going to be sleeping for a week.
Oh, he might actually be dead. Man, it's actually kind of hard because, I mean,
we've got to consider Joshua took Dillion's left hook, one of the best left hooks in the division. He got rocked, granted, but he stood up to it and he got through it. He took big shots from Povetkin as well, who can punch. Like the guy's fought punchers. He's been hit hard, and he has got through a lot of fights by doing that. So, yeah, I would say Joshua's got a more proven chin. That's what I will say. He's certainly a more proven chin.
I don't think Fury could knock Joshua out.
Late on, maybe.
I don't think so, man.
I don't think so either.
I think maybe it's because Joshua is a lot smarter than Wilder, though, and he just knows how to survive better. Like, one thing that lets Wilder down is his boxing skills, man. Like, it's not, you see at the top level, not a lot of knockouts happen. It's not necessarily because these guys are better chins, but they also know how to survive. They know little tricks that get them through. Maybe Wilder doesn't know that because, I mean, he just had it easy his career, kind of.
Yeah, he's been managed badly. And, I mean, I don't see Fury knocking out Joshua because he's just not going to take the fight to him. I mean, unless Joshua takes the fight to the inside and Fury is able to outwork him and outbox him on the inside, maybe, but I don't see that being the case.
If he does stop Joshua, he's not going to one-punch him, knock him out. It'd be like late on accumulation / Joshua being really tired. That's the sort of stoppage it would be if it happened, in my opinion.
I see a much higher chance of actually Joshua knocking out Fury than Fury actually knocking out Joshua.
So do I. Yeah, if I was a betting man, I would say Fury on points, hedged by Joshua by knockout. That's what I think
Joshua stops him.
Damn.
I think Joshua's going to stop Fury. I think Joshua got the skill to cut the ring off. I think one thing about Fury, about his defense, is he tends to duck under the right hand a lot. I think AJ's going to realize this. He's gonna throw that right hand a couple times, letting Fury duck under it, but then he's going to feint him with the jab eventually, land an uppercut and a left hook that's going to take Fury out. You can't keep ducking under the right hand like that. It's not defensively responsible. You should be slipping to the outside of it. If you keep ducking under, a smart fighter's going to throw that uppercut and catch you.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point. And one thing about Joshua, he is a smarter fighter than people give him credit for. Like, we've seen him in there setting traps, like the Charles Martin fight, for example. He can do that sort of stuff. He's not a dumb fighter by any means. He's a pretty smart fighter.
Joshua is a good boxer, man. I don't get these people who say he's, slow, stiff, and robotic. I don't think so, man.
There was a time in his career, though, where I will say he sort of gained too much muscle. I think the muscle drop actually helped a lot with his movement because you could see he sort of got tired much quicker earlier on. Even when his opponents were not really landing much on him, he would just lose a little bit of steam. And Joshua just looked a lot more smooth early in his career when he was at 225 to 235.
Yeah, I think the Ruiz weight is ideal for him, to be honest. What was he, 230? Was he 232?
230. Was that 237 actually?
Yeah, 237. Yeah, I think that sort of weight, perfect. Perfect.
Drop something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of these heavyweights just gaining all this weight. You need a need to be fluid as well. Like, I know they're not going to be as fluid as the lighter weights, but it does help.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. It's 2 a.m. over here. I need to get some shut eye. Thank you guys for coming on, though. Much appreciated. Hopefully the chat enjoyed it. If you guys in the chat could smash the like on the way out, be much appreciated. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. Peace, lads.
Cheers for having me on, man.
No worries, man. Peace.